Yo, 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 Nothing's Normal podcast. It's your host, Spinanks. Back at you with another episode. I could do that today. Last time I had the white on, I didn't want to do the signature. They like when I go like that for some reason. I don't know why. But before we get into today's episode with my special guest, we're going to do our shout-outs, man. First and foremost, shout out to Green Leaf Studios. This episode is brought to you by Green Leaf. We're located in Union Studio. Shout out to Guap and E-Man. I just seen Guap out there with his little man, too. Shout out to them. Brought the GBA back out. Shout out to Tails, Ground Builder Chief. You want to go get some garments. Shout out my light-skinned guy, my polymath brother, Angelino. Shout out to you. And, yeah, enough about us. Let's get more into our guests. Who I got sitting to the left?
Hi, I'm Aajaylah. I'm the host of Just Jay Podcast.
Okay. All right. Now, for the viewers who don't know, and for the guests, new guests, over here at Nothing's Normal, we had this small policy where we don't like to start our stories on page 50. We like to start in the beginning of the story to give our viewers a better idea of the who, the what, the when, the how, which led to your why today. So with that being said, Aajaylah. Aajaylah?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Okay, Aajaylah, where you from?
I'm from Long Island.
Long Island, wow. You been in Long Island? We all been in Long Island before. You got any fun in Long Island, Kurt? What you know about Long Island? Huh? You know anything about Long Island?
Long Island, yeah.
Yeah.
It's lit over there, right?
Yeah, I like Long Island.
Okay.
All my everybody I know over there is Italian. Like all my friends that I don't. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you're not wrong.
Okay, so over there in Long Island, like where exactly in Long Island are you from? Not like we have a clue, but
I am from Suffolk County.
Okay.
Not like you have a clue. No, I'm on like the further opposite way. I went to Bayshore High School. That's where I grew up my whole life, and now I live in Comac now.
Oh, nice. Okay, Comac. All right, over there in Long Island, Comac. What was the one before Comac?
Bayshore.
Bayshore. Okay. What was the house dynamic looking like for Aajaylah? Single parent, auntie.
My parents are together. They're
Oh,
married.
congratulations! I didn't shake your hand too, by the way.
They've been married since I was 6. Wow. So it's me, them, and my little brother in the house.
Oh, so you're the oldest.
Yes, in the house. Well, I'm not the oldest for my dad, but I'm.
Okay, yeah. So talk about that dynamic. Like I said, I could count on one hand, and we interviewed closer to, like I said, the episodes that y'all seen. We almost at 70, and it's probably like 20 I didn't see. But talk about that dynamic for a second and what that was for you coming up with both parents like that as a woman.
I like this topic. For me, I think, and I get this from a lot of my friends where it's like, oh, you're so lucky because you have all your parents in the house, or both your parents in the house. I've enjoyed it, having both of my parents be able to step in and help me and teach me different things. I think it's been super beneficial, and I don't know if I would be the woman I am if I didn't have both.
Yeah.
So.
You said a little brother.
Yes.
Okay. Which parent are you closest with?
My dad. My mom's going to kill me, but my dad.
They say that, though. Yeah, absolutely. Do you find it that you got away with things maybe your little brother didn't get away with?
Absolutely not. My little brother is living his best life right now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, best life.
Mm-hmm. And, wow, that's amazing. Coming up about your father, before we get into your mom, because that's something that I haven't really dove into a topic like that with too many women as far as, like, the importance of a father. Like, what are some things, like, that your father taught you coming up as how to be a young lady, or what to even expect from a man, or just anything?
So many things. Like, I don't know, my dad's kind of the blueprint for me when it comes to how I operate with men or how I even engage with men, because he's treated me like a queen my whole life. So I know my value. I know what I'm worth. I know what I shouldn't tolerate and what I should. So I think he's literally helped me become the woman that I am. And that's weird for me to say because obviously he's a man, but the things that he's taught me, I just wouldn't know if I didn't have a man in the house. So I think when it comes to relationships or just how to carry yourself as a woman, like he's definitely, don't get me wrong, my mom has played a huge part too.
Of course.
She's dope. But my dad definitely, because my mom used to work a lot when I was younger. So it was really just me and my dad because he's an entrepreneur. He's a graphic designer, so he works.
Oh, beautiful.
From home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He does all my logos and stuff.
Oh,
but
shoot. Shout out to Pops.
Word, he's dope.
Yeah.
HS Graphics. But for me, I spent so much time with him, so I got to learn so much game that I probably wouldn't have got if he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful. Like everything I do and everything about me, I attribute it to him and my mom because he gave me a leg up on a lot of young women that don't have that.
Absolutely, and like I'm raising one of those, and that, like I said, especially for girls, it's important, that father role. I feel like now, shout out to Pops. What side of discipline would you say he's on? Because a lot of times, sometimes, when you are talking about relationships and things of that nature, the father sometimes will tolerate things that the average man might not tolerate. You know, daddy's gonna always give you that courtesy. Sometimes their way of showing you guys love is by sheltering and things of that nature instead of necessarily, you know, sometimes it's gonna be you. Like if you wanna avoid situations with men that, you know,
Facts.
It's gonna be daddy and then it's gonna be husband. That's two totally different situations.
Facts.
So what kind of disciplinarian was he?
I'm gonna say my mom was more the disciplinarian
Of course.
because when I was growing up, me and her, I don't know. She's an Aries, I'm a Taurus, so we boys a lot.
Yeah.
Now that I'm grown, like we are like literally best friends. But my dad was the type to like, if I would do something wrong or that he didn't agree with, it wasn't necessarily him jumping to discipline. It was him actually sitting me down and being like, this is what I would have done. This is why I feel like that probably wasn't the wisest thing to do. So I think he's also taught me, he's given me so much wisdom that it's like I'm aware of the things that I do and the way that I may affect people. So he wasn't very strict. Like my dad let me do whatever I wanted to do, but when it came down to him inputting his father role and authority and mindset, he was always willing to do that.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I love that. How many years you got your brother by?
11.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like y'all didn't really grow up, you know, you was already advanced and older. Okay, wow. What kind of student was Aajaylah coming up?
I'm a
Long
nerd.
Island? Yeah?
I'm a nerd.
Okay.
My dad always taught me.
Velma.
Yes.
Okay.
I was there for Halloween 2 years ago.
Yeah?
But my dad
Okay.
always taught me that your education is one thing people can't take away from you.
Yeah.
So I'm a bookworm. I like to read. I like to learn.
Back then.
No, right now too.
I'm talking about back then, though.
Oh, yeah, back then I was-
back then, what
yeah.
type of student was Aajaylah?
Oh, I was on that.
Oh, you was on that?
Straight A student, honor roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that.
Right. Okay. Pardon me.
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't mean to brag,
Yeah.
but
I
I'm a
don't
little
wanna-
smart.
Yeah. I can tell. You can remember the first thing you wanted to be as a young lady?
A teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I think that's
Yeah.
like woman 101.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's just like, because we're around our teachers all day.
Yeah.
We look at them and we're like, oh, I could do that.
You always want to fix something. You always want to
Word.
fix somebody.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
Yeah, nurturing.
Yeah.
I want to teach you something. Yeah, teachers. Yeah, y'all are. Yeah.
I want to be a judge now, so it's totally different. But
Okay. Wow.
sorry, I didn't mean to. I mean, I didn't mean to throw
Okay.
you off.
Adjourned. So, how far along did you realize you wanted to be a judge? Or, like, how long did the teacher dream last? Did that carry you throughout high school, or that was short? Okay.
When I started moving up into high school,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's not funny, but a lot of my uncles, unfortunately, were in and out of the criminal justice system. So I have
Yeah.
experience, writing the letters, doing the
Really?
prison visits and all that stuff, doing the phone calls. So I think that triggered something in me where it was like, nah, criminal justice might be my lane.
Yeah.
And then when I got my bachelor's degree, I'm skipping ahead, my bad. But when I got my bachelor's degree, I minored in psychology because my thing is, I just want to know the mindset behind why you do what you do
Yeah.
as quote unquote a criminal. So that's when it changed for me, right before I got into high school.
Whoa. Did you get, before we advance to that, in school, were you in any after school activities like book club? I don't know. I can see. What was you doing? Sports?
I played sports, yeah.
You played sports? What was you doing?
I played basketball, I played volleyball. I
Oh,
ran track.
shoot. Yeah. Shout out to you. Okay.
Yeah,
You was
thank
active.
Yeah, I told you.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So after you graduate high school, what college did you go to?
I got my bachelor's degree at Fairleigh Dickinson. That's in New Jersey.
So you just skipped the associates. You just went straight to the 4-year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was
okay.
like that.
I got you.
Then I
For sure.
transferred to John Jay to get my master's.
Ooh, John Jay. Yeah. I hear a lot about that school.
Yes, that was my dream school.
Yeah. Get a little wild. Would you graduate? Would you get your degree in?
Criminal justice.
Criminal.
or
So that was your major, criminal
Yeah.
justice major. Okay.
Concentrated in police administration.
So what's the channels even? What's the process of even being a judge? I just know about Judge Wap. How old are you? Before we get
25. I just turned 25.
So yeah, so Judge Judy, Judge Mathis, Judge Wapner. I used to watch. That was late '90s. You were still probably.
Judge Mathis is my idol.
Well, Judge Mathis is like still active as of today. You don't know about Judge Wapner though. You know about him?
No.
What show was? Do you
No,
remember
I
Judge
don't.
Wapner?
Right. Thank you.
The white guy. He was a white guy. I forgot this Judge Wapner. That was my show. Probably like Wapner. Yeah, Google him because that was my dog. Judge Wapner. He reminded me of Archie Bunker from All yeah. He was like that. They was all in the same circuit. Yeah, see, come on, man.
See,
I know what's
teach
going
somebody
on.
new- something
I was
new.
really on those type of shows though. Everybody just think like, yeah. What's the show called? Is it Judge Wapner?
No, it is Judge Wapner.
Yes, Judge Wapner. That's my dog. Shout out to him. He still living? Okay, sorry to hear that. Rest in peace, Judge Wapner, man. You know, People's Court. That was my shit. That was my joint. Yeah, see, I know you're judging history, baby.
Whatever.
Tweaking. Damn, there was somewhere I want to go with that. Okay, yeah. What are the channels to even being a judge? Like, what's the process?
So every time I pull this fun fact out, it blows people away. There are 8 states where you don't have to go to law school to be a judge. New York is one of them. So if I wanted to, I could do it. But I do want to go to law school because I'm a learner. I want to do that.
Yeah.
So I have to go to law school. Well, first I have to do my LSATs, which is a whole different ball.
What is that?
That's
For
like
the viewers that don't know, like myself.
You're right. My bad. That's like
Yeah.
the admissions test into law school. So you have to
Okay.
pass that first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to do with the bar exam and none of
That's
that?
after. law
Okay.
school, yeah.
Damn. It's just
Yeah.
test after test. You're going to do that. You plan on doing that in 3 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I need a break though.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna chill
Yeah?
because I just got my master's last May.
Wow.
I need a-
What'd you get your master's in?
Criminal justice.
So everything's criminal justice, bachelor's and master's in criminal justice.
Yes.
So you already could be a cop. Do you need to have a degree to be a cop? I think I asked. No. Wow.
I don't want to be a cop though.
Yeah, no, judge. Absolutely. What kind of judge would you be? Would you be lenient?
I
Or
would
would
be.
you be by the book? Like, you know what, we're going by the laws. Because sometimes, laws
We are going by the
interchangeable.
laws,
Right.
but we are going to be just
Yeah.
and fair.
Yeah.
So
What's your definition of fair? What does fair mean to you? Fair.
tell me all the facts.
That's a tough
tell me,
word.
tell me the details of everything. I want to know from top to bottom what happened, how we about to go about this, and then I will judge wisely.
Yeah. I feel like those positions are very, what's the word? They got a lot falls on your lap. Like
Yeah.
it's a powerful decisions when you're dealing with so many different opinions. And
100%.
wow. Okay. So shout out to you, Judge. So, let's talk about your college experience. As far as John Jay, it's good sides and it's bad sides to it. So, give us one of your. Let's start with the unpleasant college experiences.
So when I was in the middle of getting my bachelor's degree, because I graduated a year early with my bachelor's degree.
God
I
damn.
started as a junior in high school. I told you I was a nerd. But
Shout out to you though. Yeah.
COVID had hit. So we were sent home and I had graduated during COVID. It was a whole big thing. They had us separated. It was crazy. And then at that point I was like, nah, I got to go to work. I'm trying to make some money too. So I got my entire master's degree online. Shit. So that would be the biggest con because I'm a visual learner. I need to be in the classroom. So teaching myself for a whole year and a half, 2 years was crazy.
Yeah.
But I was locked in, so I did it. But
So okay, so somebody as locked in as that, is it safe to say that's all you were doing? It's hard to do anything else outside of that, or are you just that smart where it's just
I don't want to
you
say
still
I'm
found
that
time
smart,
out?
but I was still podcasting. I was still working. I was still doing my thing.
Yeah, wow, no kids, right?
Hell no.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, that's smart, smart lady. She's genius. She said she was a genius. Don't do that because you can't.
Right.
That'll definitely slow you down. They beautiful, but yeah, they. Ugh.
Yeah, not right now.
Yeah, no. That's smart. Going away to school, I know a lot of. Men go through this too, but I know a lot of women who go through that. Like they had a sweetheart, and then they end up having to go away to school, and then it kind of just unfolds. Do you have that? Yeah.
That was me, unfortunately.
Really? High school type
Yeah.
vibe?
I wanted to go to HBCU,
Okay.
but because I was in this relationship, this is probably I don't want to say this is my biggest regret, but this is something that I actually, because I try not to regret things, but
Yeah.
this is something that I actually should have thought about more, because I probably would be further in life. Well, I don't know. But when I graduated high school, I was in a relationship.
Just blame him, right? Yeah.
I'm gonna blame him. Facts.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
It's
Just
totally
blame
his
him.
fault. Totally
It's
his
always
fault.
him.
Literally totally
Him
his fault.
did it.
If you see this, it's you.
Shout out to you, homie.
Oh my God! Don't Not a shout
I mean,
out.
look,
No, I'm
man,
just
I
kidding.
don't, hey, man, say, man.
So I chose like a closer school because Fairleigh Dickinson was like an hour.
Fairleigh Dickinson, I heard about, yeah.
So I was just back and forth. He would come to me. So yeah, I was one of them.
Okay. And, you know, was it the travel, with the long distance? I mean, how does one stay sane in a situation? I've never been in a long distance. How does that even work?
It
Does
works
it
if you
work?
want it to work.
Yeah.
If both parties.
What's
are
some
willing
key
to-
ingredients to an Aajaylah long distance relationship? You being a judge in psychology, and you got all of these different avenues and mental channels. Like, what are some keys to a long distance relationship?
Phenomenal communication.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, like it
Jesus
has
Christ.
to be up to. It has to be up
Like
to par.
locations and all of that type
I
of
wouldn't say that far.
Okay.
But like keeping me up to date with your. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I had the location, but
I
keeping
don't
me
do
up to
that.
date with
That's some
no.
new shit. Locations? That's too. I'm 36, so it's like that wasn't a thing until, you know,
I
like
feel you.
down the line. I can't conform to that.
I feel you.
That's
Well,
too
shit, I
much.
was fucking 19. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
communication has to be there.
Yeah.
And I also feel like there may or may not be a point where it may become too much for either party, and that conversation has to be had.
Yeah.
Because without the communication and with y'all just like playing the field, acting like y'all in a relationship and y'all totally separate doing your own thing, it does not work.
I feel like women, y'all have a different engine than men. Like y'all are capable of doing all of that and still finding 72 hours straight to talk on the phone. Like men, after one task, we got to go lay down. We got to go to sleep. Women are like, do that. It's crazy. So I think y'all sometimes project that engine on us, and it's like y'all that love engine that sends y'all, that helps y'all ascend past thresholds that I don't think men are capable.
I feel that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
So sometimes it's like, God damn, sweetie, like, lay down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Aw.
you know. So talk about too, because this is important, especially like I said, I know a lot. I got a lot of young. I need to make sure this sounds correct. Like
I
I got a stepdaughter that's gonna be 15, so she'll be going to college probably in the next 3 years. No, 3 years. So this is important as far as like, did you have a collegiate relationship? How does that go? Dating on the college scene, like
No.
it gets wild.
It gets wild. It gets wild.
Especially John Jay. I heard some things.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And no shade to New Jersey, but that shit was mixy. And
Yeah.
I'm not that type of woman.
Okay.
We ain't about to do that.
So you was like, ew, I'm not going to that
Hell
party.
yeah.
The Q dogs just throwing a party. I
Hell
ain't
yeah.
going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not doing it. I'm gonna go study because I got a test tomorrow. And y'all, nah.
I like that.
I wasn't on that.
Where do you credit that mindset, especially being a young, you in a new area, freedom, you can do whatever you want. It's all kind of athletes, you dealing with all kind of peer pressures out there. Athlete peer pressure, fraternities, the party guys, the locals, the people who don't attend that's up there every
That's a
day. It's a
fact.
lot going on. It's a lot
That's
of
a
missiles
fact.
flying. Like, how do you stay safe up there?
That discipline was different. I had a vision.
Yeah.
I had a vision.
What do you credit that to? Just you?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna credit that to me. Like
Yeah.
honestly, yeah. Like I'm gonna give myself that one. I had
Light
a
skin,
vision.
like that's not, you don't really see too many stories like light skin stories like that.
Where did that? What is that? Yeah, he said light skin.
A lot
What-
goes
what the
on.
hell?
It's just you don't hear it often. You don't hear it like,
I'm built
I
different.
seen careers get shifted because of college.
Hell nah.
You know, because of the distractions.
Nope, I'm built different. I ain't on that.
Okay, shout out to you. And you graduated early, so you was extra on it.
Yeah.
Wow. So you get out of college. Where does your road take you? Well, by the time you got out of college, when did you get this profound to be a judge? When did you decide? How far along in college were you when you decided you wanted to be a judge?
I was probably a sophomore because I
Okay.
had watched you seen the Meek Mill documentary?
Absolutely.
The Judge.
Oh yeah, you didn't like that.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
I did not like that at all. And
Yeah.
I vividly remember sitting on the couch with my parents and I was watching that and I was like, nah, I could do that better.
Mm-hmm.
I could be in that same position and do everything totally different and so much better.
So you would have left him alone?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Like shit
come
like that,
on. Yeah.
it comes down to being just and fair. That wasn't just and fair at all. So
Yeah.
that definitely triggered it for me where I was like, I'm gonna be a judge.
Yeah, because that's important. Those roles, they need to start screening for, because beyond taking psychology, you need to start, like, I got to check your background,
Oh, yeah.
like what kind of kid you
Facts.
was. Did you get bullied?
Facts.
What's your triggers? Like,
Right.
it's just, I feel like the screening process, they need to get a little bit more in depth.
I agree.
That's
Because certain
something that
people get
needs-
in them positions
Oof.
and they take everything they've ever gone through out on everybody that comes in the courtroom.
Yeah, that's bad.
I ain't trying to be like that.
Yeah, no. Shout out to you. So when you get out of college, when did you graduate? When did you get your master's?
Last May 29th.
Bachelor's, I mean, and that was COVID in the middle?
Yes, I was 21. Yep. I
So-
had just turned 21.
When you graduate, did they let y'all walk across the stage and all
They
that?
did, but
Okay.
it was very like, separate
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah, they did.
Okay, damn. So you couldn't even throw your cap in there.
Nah, they
Shit.
wasn't doing that.
Okay, you still got it.
I still got it. Yep.
Where did your journey take you after college? Did you reach a crossroad period? Everybody has that period where it's like, okay, I don't know exactly what I want to do.
Absolutely. I think once I was back home living with my family again, and like out of that, because once you go to college and you live by yourself and you in a dorm by yourself, that independence kicks in crazy. So it was kind of like, damn, like I knew what I wanted to do with my life, but what am I really gonna do with my life, and how do I really want to go about it? So I went through that whole process of just being like, am I really doing what I need to be doing? And then everybody that I'm telling that to is like, girl, you just got a degree. What are you
Yeah,
talking
you're
about?
doing that.
So I'm one of those people where I live in my head, and sometimes that could be my biggest downfall because I forget the things that I do that wow everybody else.
Yeah.
So I definitely went home, was going through that, and then that's when one day I was just like, I'm gonna transfer my credits, and I'm gonna just go get my master's. And my dad was like, okay, do it,
Yeah.
and I did it.
Let's talk about college debt for a minute. Like, what's your opinion on that? It's a rough, it's like you damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Hell yeah.
Scholarships. How did you go about aiding through school?
Me
Paying for it?
personally, I'm gonna definitely shout out to my mom because she paid for a lot of my schooling
Ooh, yeah,
out of
shout out
pocket
to Mama
because
Love.
she already knew. I'm not trying to set her up like that to have all this money that she has to take out. But my mom paid for my entire bachelor's degree the
Shout out to
entire
her.
time. So all of my student loans is really from my master's degree. But my biggest opinion is, how am I paying for an education that I'm getting to help other people? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems crazy to have people getting out of school, barely can find jobs because the job market right now is trash, but they still got to pay this crazy amount of loans. I think it's fucked up. I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay him, though.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I mean, yeah,
I'm pay him.
Yeah,
I don't need them people at my house.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's subjective because I mean everything is a choice too.
Yeah.
So like you chose, you
Yeah.
know, that's the path
Yeah.
you chose.
I chose that, and I'm happy that me and my mom did our thing to where
sure.
it lined up perfectly. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen most of my friends, they're walking away having to pay a lot more than what I have to pay. So I'm chilling.
Forgiveness
I'm gonna pay my
loans and all
little,
that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that goes back to that structure. It's important. Like we as parents, that's back to when you was coming up. That's a strong dynamic. That's not celebrated enough. But sometimes I feel like it's supposed to be regular. Like we over here, nothing's normal. Nothing is normal. But I just feel like now, active dads, active parents, it's a bonus. It's like, whoa, why are we overdoing like Father's Day coming up and all that? I'm chilling. Like, oh, what you want for Father's Day? Father's Day. Like, man, this is every day. I don't want no pat on the back for some shit that was a choice.
Yeah.
I ain't looking
I think
for
that's
that.
why I go so hard for my
Like, I'm not into
had a
holidays.
point.
I'm not into superficial holidays and shit
You're
like
not?
that. Like my birthday, I don't take the month off.
well, not the month, but like I don't work on my birthday. That's a rule.
I'm happy to be here every day. You know, when you go through a lot, it's like I'm here. I'm here now. I got a purpose, so it's like,
Yeah, but the day you were born is actually like
it's important. I'm glad I
So
was born when I was born, because, man, I could have been a Taurus. Nah.
oh please. Oh please. You would have had the best time of your life as a Taurus.
Yeah, because it get tough, like reading energy. You read vibes
We do
that
that
you're
too.
not looking for.
You just a little more
Yeah, way too much. Like,
cool.
that's why it's hard. But wow. Okay, I was about to ask you something in regards to. Okay, so Just J podcast.
Yes.
I did a little bit of my research, and I seen like you've been around for a little minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? How did you? What inspired you to get into that?
I'm really good at writing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not to brag, respectfully, humbly, I could write my ass off.
Right.
So when me and my dad used to like argue, I used to write him letters or like emails, right? And he used to always like cry when I would write them. So I remember he told me one time, he was like, yo, you could write a grown man to tears. And that stuck with me. So then I was like, I think I had just turned 19. Isn't that crazy? I had just turned 19 and I was like, Dad, I think I should do a podcast. I knew nothing about it, had no equipment, nothing. But he was like, all right, that's just the type of person my dad
Those
is.
is like human best friends, like his parents,
yes,
like just
absolutely.
built-in besties.
Absolutely.
That's hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like everything I tell my dad I want to do, like his next response is almost always, okay, what do we need to do it? What you need help with? What you want me to do? Like I said, he made my logo, all of my promotional items he made. So I have an amazing backing to everything that I do. But when I was 19, I was like, I'm gonna do it. Slept on the idea until I was 21 because I was in school, transitioning through life. And I think when I turned 21, I feel like every year that I get older, I love myself even more. Like,
Damn.
Like so crazy. Like right now, as a 25-year-old, I love myself more than I ever thought I could.
Yeah.
So at 21, I felt that, but I just didn't know how crazy it was gonna get.
Yeah.
So at 21, I launched it. It was just an audio-based podcast at that point. But then, at first, it just started out as being like a therapeutic outlet for myself. I sat on my couch, talked my shit, and, went upstairs and went to bed.
Yeah.
Then it became
That's all you went upstairs and did? Like, you just went upstairs, went to bed, went to sleep? Okay.
He's trying to be messy. You see what I mean? Right? What was
I'm
that?
just keeping it about, because that's just too...
You didn't have a cool down period, maybe?
It's like it's just so typical. Like I just recorded and went upstairs and went to sleep.
Oh my
woke
God,
up.
please.
It's like
okay, I went to the party. I went outside.
Yeah,
what do you want
it's
me to
like
say? I don't know.
100. Like miss me with all.
Right.
Like, yeah, right.
Dibble and dabble.
Well, criminal justice. We gotta, she gotta be.
It's legal.
Long Island is legal too. It is New York.
It's not a goddamn different state.
I know.
Oh my God.
Nah, but it just you just called me with the. We just went up there and went to sleep.
Okay,
yeah, it's
you
like,
know what?
Yeah, man.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever I was doing.
Right.
Shit, now you done threw me out. What was I talking about? Oh yeah.
The pod you started, you went
Yes,
yeah,
I
it was
started-
just audio based.
Yes, I started in my garage.
Therapeutic, you popping your shit, then you going upstairs, going to sleep. Then you waking up,
motherfucker.
and then what happens?
Don't start. Anyway,
Right.
21,
Yeah.
launched it. Now I can't fucking think because now he got me thinking about what I was doing when I was.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, we ain't hating nothing. You know what I'm saying? That was just me being funny.
Yeah, hilarious.
I play too much.
Fucking funny as hell.
That's all I do.
But then it started growing. My friends started liking it. My family members started liking it because it was just a different way of them to see me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when everybody was like, no, we need a video base. You need to get on YouTube. You need to do something. Again, had no idea what I was doing. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. I still have a home studio that's literally downstairs. So
That's fire.
I've just been progressing it. It's fire now. It wasn't back then. But,
Yeah.
we start from somewhere. So I've been doing this almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in August. And
Yeah.
now it's just progressively gotten bigger and bigger and gotten more love than I could have ever thought it would get.
For sure. When I first saw you, it was on the Being Black is Ghetto podcast. Yeah, so by that time you was already podcasting by then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so talk about that connection and then how we got to Just Jay. Did you got on your Beyonce flow? I'm going solo.
I was always solo.
Okay.
I just went back solo. But Being Black is Ghetto, I think you said that to me when we met too, and I think I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Being Black is Ghetto was dope. Like I was just a guest at that point trying to promote my own show. I went on. The hosts were great.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, things fell through with the hosting of it, and Jay Evans had asked me, yo, you want to be a co-host with Terrence T? And I was like, who the fuck is Terrence T? But I was like, sure.
Yeah, why
Met
not?
Terrence T, loved him.
Yeah.
I was on Being Black is Ghetto for probably like 4 months or so.
Oh shit.
It was dope. I met a lot of people. Met a lot of people that I think when I was sticking to Just Jay, I was so conditioned to just stay on Long Island and stay in my little box. And then when I came over here, I'm like, damn, all these places, all these things and people that I'm meeting, like I gotta come over here. So that's really, how I got connected to Poncho. I got connected to everybody. So.
Okay. And you said, so what's the theme? Was it always Just Jay? That was the name of it from the gate? Oh, so okay. So yeah, you didn't really go solo. All right. So what was the theme of the show? Just basically you just, kind of venting, an outlet for you to express your thoughts, what you was going through? Was you sending shots on there? What was the
I
goal?
always send shots. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay, you one of those?
Well, not one of those.
No,
No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes if I'm talking
Pop
about
your
something,
shit,
I might
like-
send a shot or two.
Yeah, shit happens. It's
But
yours.
yeah, it's mine, so I don't really care.
For sure.
And at first, like I said, it was just a therapeutic outlet. And now that I've actually have something to really showcase, My show, the theme of it is really women empowerment. It's women empowerment. We talk about mental health. We talk about building your business, loving yourself, all of that. And it's also not just like a woman-based podcast, because I don't want to run with that narrative. I have an episode called Safe Space for Men. And ever since I recorded that, I've gotten a lot more male listeners and followers. So I'm really working on making sure I put that male presence on my couch too.
Safe space for men. Like, what would a woman know about the safe space for a man?
I would like to be a safe space for every man that
Go
ahead. Period.
A good woman is a safe space.
I knew
Absolutely.
he was about to eat.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. I just wanted to see what she was going to say. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like
No,
anti-woman. Like, you know, it's like, it's natural.
And you're
it's
absolutely
just,
right.
It's just so hold on. You triggered me a little bit.
I'm sorry.
You said you wanted to be a safe space for every what?
Woman and man.
Oh, okay. I see. I missed the woman, but like you want to be a safe space for every, like
Everybody.
Okay.
I have a lot of male energy around me. Like
Yeah.
I have a lot of uncles, brothers,
For sure.
my dad. So, and they all feel safe talking to me about how they feel. So it was
Yeah.
important to me. Also, backstory: my cousin passed away when we were 18. We had just graduated high school.
Sorry to hear that.
He committed suicide.
Shit.
So once that happened for me, I realized, okay,
Outlet.
super big outlet, and there are men suffering in silence because he was the
That's
happiest person in the world. I would have never saw that coming.
You never
so
know.
once that happened, I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna be a woman-based podcast where we talk about breakups and all that womanly shit. Nah, I want men on my shit too, just to talk and
And y'all are valid because a lot of times a woman will know a man more than anybody.
Hell yeah.
Because there's a lot of things. There's things you might hide from your mans that you're gonna tell your lady. Your lady probably the closest. That's why it's so man. It's important. Wow, that's fire. Okay. I kind of fast forward. I did want to ask you, what exactly did you used to email your father that brought him to tears?
because let's really talk about it.
Like, hold on.
No.
You made that man cry. Like,
hell yeah.
what type of time you was on?
Because my dad is a Leo.
Okay.
So he has that, like, when you take him there, he's going. And he, and I'm not gonna say
That's common. A lot of daughters make their dads cry.
I'm definitely sure I am my dad's kryptonite, wholeheartedly. He said that to me since I was a little girl.
Shit.
But that deep. But
Yikes.
I think he's definitely. I think also through me doing this podcast and making sure mental health and all that stuff and that I'm growing, it has translated to my parents in a way. So he's totally different from when I used to write him those letters. I'm not gonna lie.
Can we get a sneak peek of the letter?
Hell yeah! Like I remember, he used to just say crazy shit. Like,
No,
if
what
we
did you
was-
used to say? I don't know.
Don't like I would check him. Don't
Yeah.
ever say that to me. At this point I'm probably like 15, 16.
You strike me like you know how to hit a nerve.
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
a
I'm a Taurus
professional
too.
nerve.
Yes.
Bah!
Hell yeah.
Yeah, nerve sniper.
So everything he said to me, I'm writing it down verbatim. Like, you said this at this time. I didn't like it. We're not gonna do that again.
What's the shit that when you in court?
Yeah, hello. We're not gonna do that again because next time it's not gonna be pretty. Listen, I am your daughter and I love you down. But what we're not gonna do is the disrespecting me stuff.
Yeah.
And that got him every time. And I think that's also why he grew so much as a person, having another young woman, super young, telling him like, damn, I'm her dad, but I'm also hurting her in a way that I
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's really how it would go.
Absolutely. I was just curious about, damn, what you
Yeah,
that?
he used to get it.
Yeah.
Yep. And I used to put it right on the kitchen table before I go to school. Here you go. Here's your
Emails.
memo.
That's
I used to email him too. If I was at school and he got me tight still, yeah, I'm
You
sending that
dangerous.
email.
You-
Texting him, check your email real
You
quick.
dangerous. Damn. Do you find it though that sometimes it's kind of hard sometimes to separate. So now when you're dealing with a counterpart, a male, he ain't going for that. You just making him cry shit. He might go fire for fire, whereas though a father might kind of start bowing down. And sometimes you might take that attitude now in the streets and, now it's insult for insult. And now you confused because it's like, well, my dad don't act like that. My dad cry when I say this type of shit. The average young man, he ain't 25, he ain't doing no crying.
And it's not even like he has to. But the only reason that my dad was crying was because he knew he had to take a level of accountability
Yeah.
for what he said to me.
Yeah.
So,
So it was always his fault.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
going to give him that. I was a child. I was 15,
Yeah.
16. And if he would, beef with my mom, he would, I would be,
Yeah.
in the mix of that. So, Yeah, I was a child.
I was more so on the lines of, because you get that a lot. Like me, my travels throughout the universe, and it's the same way for men too. A lot of my friends is like this with their mom, and sometimes everything is I'm not really with gender-based offenses at this point. Everybody's we all human.
Yeah.
So sometimes those parental relationships are our parents is going to deal with certain things that
You're right.
yeah. Did you run into that? That's Pops. Pops gonna go for that. Mom's gonna go for that. Shorty not going for that. She wants you to do your own laundry and be more responsible. Like your mom's just gonna go in there. Oh my God, you let the hamper overflow again and do that shit.
But when it comes to relationship situation or the relationship topic, I'm a horrible person to talk to because I'm not going for nothing.
Okay.
So attributing that to my dad.
So if you jaywalk, you out of there.
Gone.
Yeah.
You even look at me the wrong way.
Yeah,
Gone.
that's a
Text me. You send me a message and it gives me the ick. Gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Like
Damn.
I get bored easily. I get turned off easily because I've gotten the most amazing treatment from the men in my life, so
Absolutely.
I don't have to settle for
like
no
that.
male energy. That's just extra.
Yeah, that's hard. Wow. God damn.
I'm just saying, I don't.
Yeah. Shit. Okay. Don't hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Wow, that was a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to revisit that because that was on my mind the whole. I was attentive to everything you were saying, but I'm thinking like, what the fuck did she say to this man? I always think for I don't know. Shout out to him. Shout out to you.
My bestie now though.
Yeah, for sure. Now you and I met at the Polymath Live show.
Right. Correct.
How'd you find out about us? Way over there.
Being Black is Ghetto.
Yeah.
Angelo and Dotto were on one of the episodes we shot.
Dotto, y'all killed me with the Dotto shit.
No, yeah, me
Shout out
too.
to my nigga Mikey, man.
Oh yeah, I know you
That's
call him
my
by his real
dog.
name. I don't know his real name.
Yeah, that's
I don't
my
care.
dog.
But
yeah.
he was
That's
on
my dog.
Being Black is Ghetto, but that it's unfortunate because that episode was actually really good, but the camera had died.
Ooh.
So we had to do a reshoot, and Angelo wasn't there for the reshoot. So we had, exchanged contact information because I had, he had briefly mentioned Polymath, and I'm a podcaster, so I'm interested in everything. So, and that day that we originally shot, I was like, yo, I have my own podcast. Like, we got to talk about it, like, off air, like,
For sure.
And he was always receptive. So after that, me and him, were super cool. He would post, I think he had actually mentioned the live show that day.
Yeah,
So
no,
that's
he
when I was
was
like,
heavy on that.
yo, he was heavy on promotion.
He'd tell a caterpillar about the live
That's
show.
a businessman for you.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I need to go to that live show. Like, I'm not trying to just be the Being Black is Ghetto extra. Come on,
man.
We're not doing that. So,
absolutely.
I went. Great experience.
Yeah.
Great experience. It was amazing. Amazing. Y'all all did y'all thing, for sure.
Yeah, the whole panel. Shout out to everybody. What's next for Just Jay? Where do you see Just Jay's podcast? What are your ideas and goals and milestones that you see, landmarks you're trying to hit when it comes to the podcast?
I try to stay away from number-based goals because the numbers are always going to come. So I don't pay attention to that anymore.
Yeah, forget that.
But quite frankly, I just want it to keep growing how it has been and just continue being an outlet for people. Like, I don't have no monetary dream or monetary gain. If that came, I would love that. But is that my first thing? No. I just wanted to keep growing. I want to interview more guests. I want to put my name out there. I want to be, the host of Just Jay.
Do you enjoy podcasting?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love everything about it.
Yeah. As we start to wrap things up, what are some things that I want to ask you 2 questions, maybe more. What does it take for you to get your creative cylinders firing? What type of setting, what type of mind frame? Does something have to happen? Do you journal?
I do
You
journal.
strike me
every
as
day.
like a heavy journal. Like you just got
Journal every
stacks
day.
of journals.
Yep, every day.
God
Every day.
damn.
You have to. You have to. That's like a conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we do on the podcast. Like,
For sure.
I have to. I journal every day. A lot of my topics or things that I talk about are experience based. So if I go through something or, I'll have a conversation with my friends and I'll be like, well, that'd be a great topic. But a lot of it is also research. Whatever I'm interested about, I want to talk about.
Definitely. Yeah. You're not playing. She's serious. Yeah.
No games.
And then that's actually, what the fuck did I just want to ask you? I just had it. I know the first one was her creative I like to ask women about mental health because I feel like there's a lot of variables that go into the way y'all are made up. Period. It's will be a lot more mind over matter just because of y'all makeup, who y'all are, y'all emotions, estrogen, all of these things that alter emotions. Y'all have a lot of emotional altering compartments to y'all inside. Y'all get, menstruals and cycles like that. So as a woman, a young woman, you're only 25, coming up, a busy woman at that, what are some things, that you do for mental clarity?
I like to spend a lot of time by myself because my social battery drains quickly.
For sure.
I have a career that I do all day, then I do this, and I'm talking all day, so I have to literally recharge, and I have to be in the house for a minute to do that. I do that, I write, I read a lot, do a lot of reading. I'm also an earth sign, so I like to be outside. Like a good walk in the park will get me back where I'm supposed to be. Just little simple shit. Like I don't want to say the regular girl answers where it's like, oh, I get my nails done, I get a massage. No, like I really tap into me. Yeah. That's important to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. What's I like to ask y'all this too, like a typical date for Aajaylah. Like I said, you just strike me as somebody like you got your clipboard first day, your pen like it's real job interview.
Yes.
Like it's like okay, so you could do what and this that at that time. Would you be able to do these? Are you flexible? Like
He's
you just,
not wrong though. That's the
I can see it.
part. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, but so like, how are you in regards to that? Like, do you find that is the case? Yeah, you just said it. That's the case. But yeah, what's some dating advice from Aajaylah if somebody wanna tap in with you on that type tip? I'm pretty sure there's viewers who would like to know that.
They can't. I'm too locked into myself right now.
Okay, that's tough.
But
that's tough.
I just like me more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
And
yeah,
not a lot of people understand that to where it's just like, no, like I built this dope woman. I would like to spend as much time with her as I can and not share her with a man that could be here today, gone tomorrow. You know what I mean? So when it comes to dating me, I'm a lot in all of the good ways though, to where like once you get me, you get me. So you're getting, I like to say I could turn a man's house into a home. But I'm not doing that for everybody. You know what I mean? So it's hard for a man to even get there with me. But if he was trying to,
you gotta learn your favorite food first. Like we already at the finish line. It's like, whoa, I gotta see what you like first, baby. Like, yeah, for sure. She want after the interview and you get the call back, had a ring.
Right, right. Size 7.
So
But see, maybe I'm like that though. Maybe I'm like that though because I already know like 9 times out of 10 you not making it past step 2. You know what I mean?
Shit, damn.
So like it's tough to get over here. Like,
do you see yourself being single forever?
No. I'm a wife. I know that. Just not right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get this bag and get this money. But I'm a wife. I'm a wife for sure. I'm a mother.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, not right now, but you know what I mean. Yeah, absolutely.
But there was, there's nothing wrong with it. The temperature just went up. The water started. There's people who as far relationships is just not for them. That's okay. That's fine too. Just some people casually date and they're happy as hell doing it. Nothing's normal. So it's like anything.
I can't really do that. Because and the whole that goes with the whole roster thing. If I like one man more than the others are gone. And then there's just you.
You gotta be careful with that.
See, I'm a Taurus. I can't.
Yeah,
I know.
Sometimes you get the 4, 5, 6. Sometimes you ace out.
No, I'd rather have
change.
0.
Yeah.
I'd rather have 0.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to that.
So much fun by myself.
Yeah. Shout out to that. So. Final words from Just Jay. What's what you want to leave the culture with, man? As a newly profound judge, man. I'm a little nervous, man.
My coworkers call me Your Honor every day. They yes. Bro, I shit you not. I would show you a text message. He literally texted me today and was like, good afternoon, Your Honor. I got a question. I love it. I live for it. Like that form of manifestation. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Damn. You want things? You probably gonna make a man call you that. Listen, I'm not Your Honor, and then you're like, excuse me.
No, just kidding.
Damn. Your Honor's hard body. That's tough. That's tough. Yes, tell them where to follow you. For one, you got to give them your final words, like what you want to leave with the culture. As far as being a young black woman, I don't really like to get cultural all the time, but a young black woman coming up in society, it could get rough.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody that's goal driven, that's I'm just meeting you, so like I said, I can't say too much. I gotta let you kind of speak for yourself. But yeah,
I would say,
what you want to tell the people?
Specifically, since you said young black woman,
Sure.
that's who I'm talking to. Whatever your vision is, because I feel like God, the universe, whatever you believe in, is never going to give you a vision in your mind that you can't actually fulfill. So whatever you see in your mind, plan it out, put it on paper. Nothing comes to fruition until you actually write it down. I stand by that. So whatever your vision is, stick to it, keep working at it. Slow progress is still progress. And don't let outside opinions and outside voices sway you from that vision, because there were so many people that said, oh, Just Jay is not going to be, and now it's something that I never thought it would be. So stick to you and stick to your vision, even when it comes to not even just your career. If you out here messing with these men, stick to you and stick to your vision, okay?
Yeah.
And remember I said it.
Yeah, be good at it.
Yeah.
People in place we're in a very projected society, so you're gonna get that a lot. People be scared to be themselves nowadays, so they're gonna always minimize what they can. People always minimize what they don't have or what they can do.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wow. What kind of music do you listen to before we get in before we find out where to follow you and all of those things? And you got to spell Aajaylah out. Like a lot of the viewers are slow. All the viewers don't have masters and all that. Some of them gonna be like, whoa.
I'm weak. I listen to.
Might be the smartest Aajaylah in the world.
Period. 101.
Yeah.
My dad. I'll go back to my dad. I remember we used to ride around his little silver Cadillac, bumping everything. So I'm like a big R&B kind of girl, like old school R&B.
Sure.
I do love, my rap, obviously we're from New York, so I love my drill. I get down like that. But I love everything. Like I'm not,
Yeah. Country, rock, all that.
Country is okay. Got to be the right song, because I'm not sitting here listening to country all day. It's not happening. But
Yeah, they got some songs. That's the white R&B. Like I kind
Exactly.
of look at it. It's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Where can they follow you at? And let them know what to expect coming from Aajaylah and Just Jay's podcast.
Yes. You can follow me at Just Jay Podcast. My personal page is actually my name, Aajaylah, but my Instagram has an extra H at the end.
That's extra. Yeah.
I am extra. I walked in with an all orange outfit. You
For
didn't
sure.
get that right now?
Yeah. I got it.
Like, come on.
I figured it out.
But what's next for Just Jay? We polymath twins now.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'm on there.
Yeah.
I have some really dope collabs, including this guy coming.
Yeah. When that come out?
Next Friday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Next Friday.
He'll be on. Yeah.
Sure.
The ladies gonna love that one. I already know.
They cool.
But not they cool.
They
But
cool.
yeah, that's where I'm gonna be. Just dropping gems. I have so many amazing conversations coming, so I'm excited.
Who's one of your dream collabs? Give us a list of maybe 3.
Angie Martinez,
Ooh.
Taraji P. Henson, Lauryn Hill. Sorry, I didn't mean for them to all be women. but
Nah, it's all good. That's heavy. That's heavy
Heavy
womanhood.
hitters.
Womanhood. That's
Yes,
womanhood.
I need that.
Damn.
Angie Martinez, I'm coming for you. Like, for real, for real.
Shit, believe her too, because she probably did her research.
Everything I say
And
I'm gonna do, I do it.
She's got the Law and Order board
Hell
up.
yeah. Yep.
She
Sure
goes
do.
to lunch at this time at
Yep.
this
I know
restaurant.
where
I'm
she-
gonna walk in. I'm gonna buy her favorite coffee.
I got some connects that already know her. Oh, it's
Ooh.
in the works. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming for that.
I'm looking forward to that. Well, over here, nothing's normal. This was dope. Like I said, we met. I enjoyed doing your show as well. Wish you nothing but
Sorry,
success.
you're real vulnerable. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, that's not really. Yeah, that's it happened. So it's like I can't it's no.
Can't take it back.
That's no denying it. I'm not, like I said. It depends who you ask. I'm all about adapting. So, and then I'm not somebody who just. I gotta see what's on the other side before I'm not a dive in type of guy. I'm sticking my foot in the wall. So you might not even get me. It's like I gotta scan you first. So yeah, you got criminal. I didn't outsmarted y'all a few times coming up in my life, so you gotta be a little, strategic. I watched a lot of Law and Order.
Hell yeah. Facts.
Benson, matter of fact, she's tough. How you feel? You like Benson?
Love
Olivia?
her. Love her.
Yeah, that's hard.
Love
Yeah, I hate when she got kidnapped and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I was mad as shit.
I wasn't there for that, but you know, I love her.
But yeah, you'll see more of us, more collabs. This won't be the last time you see us. Yeah, Just J Podcast, nothing but success. A lot of love for you over here. We jacking you.
Likewise.
Yeah, shout out to us, Nothing's Normal Podcast. We signing out.